Love's for beginners, ain't no winners. It slips through your fingers, I ain't telling no lies. So F all the drama, F the karma. Just do what you wanna, promise you got time. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, do yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Come get your future, know you wanna. She'll never betray ya, she ain't telling no lies. So break the glass ceiling, find your meaning, make truth out of dreaming, yeah. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, do yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, do yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life.
Question. Did you get a chance to meet with the royal family? And if not, how was it like having them there in the building?
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph?
The Prince and Princess of Wales.
Oh, no, I did not. I'm only familiar with one royal family. I don't know too much about that one.
Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Please just give me a 1 in the chat to let me know that you can hear me. Sorry, I had a little bit of internet connection issues there. Hope everyone had a great weekend and is doing okay today. For those of you in the UK, you enjoying the snow? Do you know what? I absolutely cannot stand it in this country. We get a couple inches of snow and everything comes to a standstill. It's ridiculous. You know, there used to be a time where the Thames literally froze over. I don't know why they can't be more prepared, because usually it's only 1 or 2 days of snow like this that we get a year. So it's really not asking a lot to be super prepared, but it's like the whole country shuts down and it's trains are stopped and kids can't go to school. I tell you. Right. Let's get to it. Welcome to the chat, everyone. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button, and links in the description box if you would like to support the channel in any way. Who's here? Church Nelly, thank you so much for the thumbs up. Brenda Phillips, hi, hi. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Levy. Interesting things to talk about today. Hi, Legs. Hi, Brenda. Diallo, are you one of those silent listeners? Don't know if I've seen your name before. Hi, Mackenzie. Fancy. Annie's here. Is it Letitia? Hi, Lucy Wynn. Mina's here. Boney's here. Cookies and cream. Hi, Rochelle. I think I saw, I don't want to miss it. Somebody drop a super chat. Julian, thank you so much for the super sticker. Sorry, Julian, much appreciated. Thank you. Yes, Desmond, typical British freeze. Snow brings almost everything to a halt. Perfect time to remind everyone of that time when the palace tried to use the state poverty fund to heat Buckingham Palace. Do we all remember this in 2010? That snowman is my neighbor's piece of glorious work. I was so tempted to go get my judo gi and tie my belt around it, but I thought, let me not be extra. My neighbor did a fantastic job. I don't need to be extra. Right, I think we've got almost 400 of you in the chat, so let's get started. Right, so the new trailer dropped today, and quite a few interesting things featured in that. One of the things that we saw was Tyler Perry. I don't think Tyler Perry was in any of the initial trailers. What's so funny though is literally yesterday, the Daily Fail posted this article where they said, are Harry and Meghan being frozen out by the in crowd? The Obama's Oprah, Tyler Perry, the silence has been curious from A-list pals. You would expect to be clamoring to support the Sussexes, says Alison Boshoff, another royal rodent reporter. I don't know why they would expect the Obamas, Oprah, or any of the other friends of the Sussexes to speak, because this documentary is speaking for itself. They just want these people to comment so that they can have something to write about. And here comes Tyler Perry in the trailer saying that he very much admired the couple for wanting to leave. And we all know that he helped them, sent a plane, and gave them security and a place to stay while they figured things out. the great 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 grandson of Henry VIII, being helped out by Tyler Perry, of all people. History could never have predicted. So, as usual, the Daily Fail jumping the gun. Everything that they write, I think, comes from a place of projection. I think that they are very upset that the Sussexes have this ring of protection, this ring of friends, and very high profile friends at that, that they cannot penetrate. Diana didn't really have anyone and ended up falling into the arms of the Al Fayeds, who also had their own agendas. But Harry and Meghan have each other, and they have a circle of incredible friends, acquaintances, business partners, media partners. And that, I think, is irritating both the press and the firm. So there was that. Thomas Markle has been doing the rounds, claiming that it was him that texted Meghan from his sickbed. In the first half of the Netflix documentary series, we saw that Meghan said that she did not believe that the text messages that her father was sending her were from him, because he used the name Meghan, and he said that her father never called her Meghan. It was always X or some kind of nickname. So she suspected that something was going on. I do wonder if we will find out who that someone was. And if Thomas Markle now coming out, publishing more text messages in the Daily Fail, who I believe have been colluding with the palace, if this is them trying to get ahead of the story, and if we could actually find out something very revealing in the second half. Right, so I'll get your comments before we continue. Welcome to the chat if you're just coming, everyone. It's not going to be a long one today, just some short updates. Maureen, when are they opening the palace as a place for the poor to keep warm? Yes. Surely one of those warm banks that they keep going on about should be some of the palaces. Let's see now. Chosen to be here, as you said, it's like time they report study things. Sorry, not sure what you meant by that. Try Five Girls. Hi, I feel like I haven't seen you for a while, or are you just silent? You said, I hope they talk out loud about the hashtag Prince William running through the rose bushes. Well, I don't believe that anyone is going to outrightly say it. I wonder if anyone is going to allude to it in any way. I personally think that at the most, Harry will just say there were things that happened that they were trying to cover up. I don't know if he's going to outrightly say, my brother was running through the rose bushes. I would be shocked. That would be a bomb, a whole nuclear bomb on the monarchy and the press. Because mind you, there's a super injunction regarding talking about anything related to Prince William through the rose bushes. But yes, in the trailer, Harry does say they were willing to lie to protect my brother. And Meghan says, I wasn't thrown to the wolves, I was fed to the wolves. The wolves, of course, being the press and the tabloid reading British public. So will they bring in Rothermere and his connections with the family? and the press at large, all of these people that you see on the screen, Simon Case, Jason North, Samantha Cohen, Christian Jones, and link that all to the royal reporters and Rothermere, because the wolves are the press and the courtiers and the communication secretaries. That's who the wolves are. So it's going to be interesting whose names get mentioned. I always said that the Oprah interview was like a warning shot. And even in, was it the cut into either the cut interview or the variety interview, Meghan says, I could say a lot, I could say everything, but I don't. And I feel as though Harry and Meghan are giving the other members of the royal family a chance to back down and a chance to get the press to back down. And they just won't do it. However, as I've also said on this podcast before, we now have a situation where hating on Meghan has become such a lucrative $1 million business that even if the royals grew a backbone and tried to get them to stop, they wouldn't stop anyway. So they've created a monster that they can't control. And so if the royals cannot control the press and they keep on churning this money machine, what are Harry and Meghan to do? They can't do anything other than tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And that truth is very ugly as far as the other royals are concerned. We also saw in the trailer pictures of Harry, Meghan, Lily, and Archie at Frogmore. We know that Lily celebrated her birthday. Archie's in a suit there. So I'm wondering if they went somewhere quite formal, because I don't imagine that they would dress him in a suit just for Lily's birthday in the house. So did he go and meet Lizzie? Perhaps? People also noticed that Archie is wearing suede shoes, and we all know about Harry and them suede shoes of his. And he's already got Archie on the suede shoes. There was some interesting commentary on Twitter about this also, and I think you can see it on the screen, but I'll read it out. Let me just find it on my phone so I can actually see it. So a commentator on Twitter said, that is exactly what the interview felt like, a warning shot. This is the Oprah interview she's referring to, because everyone could tell they were holding back. It also explains Harry's anger at his father for not stepping in, because no parent would just sit idle while one son is being attacked by the press day in and day out. Because while all of this has been happening, nobody's been talking about William or Kate. So it's a good question to ask. Why, as a father, would you sit by while one son is getting thrown to the wolves and the other is being protected? But this is how it's always been. There's a documentary that came out some time ago. I'll try and find that clip actually, where I think it's either a press person or one of the butlers basically says, yes, the spare is used as a shield to protect the heir. And I will also play a piece of footage from a previous documentary with Harry and William.
Probably one of my first tales. First, isn't it? Probably me turning up thinking I've got my older brother at the school, he'll be looking after me, when in fact he just ignored me. Probably one of my first tales. First, isn't it? Probably me turning up thinking I've got my older brother at the school, he'll be looking after me, when in fact he just ignored me.
So that's Harry basically saying he thought that he'd have his older brother looking out for him, but he pretty much just ignored him. And it really does seem like Harry and William have lived pretty separate lives as they were growing up. I think the whole brotherly love thing was more fairy tale and fiction being created by the firm and the press, and perhaps not entirely based in reality. And we saw that with the wedding pictures that just came out. Where was William and Kate? William was Harry's best man. So where was he? We also saw more pics in the trailer. This is Harry and Meghan riding around on bikes in California, and Harry doing a video diary on the flight from the UK to Canada. I am so glad that they've got video diaries, because you know for sure there are other videos that are going to be stashed away as evidence somewhere. And you know exactly what I mean by that. I do think that the fact that they've taken videos, private videos, video diaries like this, is also a signal to the firm and the press. If you try anything funny, we have, in our own words, in a way that Diana did not, footage, receipts, and you're not going to see everything, but we'll show you enough. And we're letting you know that we've recorded everything. I think this is also a very good message to be sending to the press and the firm. And also, if you watch the first half, you'll notice that there's one part where they're sitting in a car, they're driving somewhere, and there's a dash cam, but the dash cam is facing Harry and Meghan while in the car. And straight away when I saw that, I thought of Diana. And I thought, was that dash cam recording them? Was it just for the documentary series? Or are they trying to send a message by saying, you know, we've got a dash cam in the car, don't try anything funny? That's kind of how I saw it. Maybe I'm being paranoid. But a very smart move, I think, by the couple to be recording everything. And I don't think that we're even going to see half of what they have been documenting. Write your comments before I get on to the next part. Trinette, you said you just saw the trailer. The firm and the press need to lie down, take this ass whooping, and stay down. They keep pushing Harry and Meghan. It's a matter of time when, if not at all will be exposed. Yes. And Harry said when they were in South Africa, in that South African documentary, I will do what I need to do to protect my family. And they're so focused on Meghan and destroying Meghan, when really, Harry is the one with all of the receipts and all of the grenades. I'm sure that there are things that even Harry has not told Meghan. Better protected if she doesn't know certain things. So Meghan isn't the problem here. Harry is the bear that you don't want to poke, because he's the one really with the power to destroy the monarchy. Not that I think that he wants to, but I think if he's pushed into a corner, it's going to be him to pull that pin out of the grenade, not Meghan. But they keep acting as if it is Meghan. Meghan did not grow up in this institution. She just married into it. It's Harry that knows where the bones are buried. Tiger Hub. The British tabloids are always either speaking out of their A double snakes or speaking too soon. The clouds know nothing exactly. Don't Commonwealth. Meghan said what she said, and we believe what she said. Yes. Do you all remember, who was it? Was it Kevin Maguire? That famous clip. It's gone around the squad streets quite a bit, where he's talking with Piers Morgan, and he says that when the public knows the truth, they will change their minds. And ever since I saw that clip, I've wondered what he's referring to. Because he could be referring to many, many things. Not necessarily one specific thing. Lorna, the Daily Mail does not understand the 21st century. Their tactics are like Flintstones, and squaddies are the Jetsons. And it is really the press who are freaking out about all of this. Because remember, we're still yet to hear from Meghan's lawyer. And one thing that lawyers have is receipts. If we, the squad, have receipts, imagine what Johnny Afia has. Right side, you said, I don't believe the dad. We all know how our people text and speak. I trust Meghan's instincts. Yes. You know, if someone you've known all your life suddenly just changes their tune, you get a sense. I'm not talking to the right person, even over text. Like you said, I don't believe Thomas for 1 second. He probably got paid again to say he wrote those texts. Yes. Can you imagine the scrambling that is happening behind the scenes? And on the 15th, I believe that the Cambridges and the other royals are going to some Christmas carol thing, right? Anyway, the only other thing I wanted to mention was 6 degrees of separation, y'all. This is why your network is your net worth. And it was never any surprise to me, actually, that Meghan and Harry had mutual friends. You know, Meghan was, I think she was a member of the Soho Club, very well connected, great networker. And also, Meghan interviewed Princess Aliyah Al Senussi. Now, Princess Aliyah, I don't know if she still is, but she was a young Tate patron. And Eugenie was also the royal patron of the Young Tate Patrons. Young Tate Patrons is a patron program for, I think it's people under 35 who want to be patrons of the Tate. It's around about £1,000 a year. And the reason I know this is because I actually looked into it. I actually wanted to join Young Tate Patrons. And it was around like 2018. And I was like, oh, I might get to rub shoulders with royalty, but £1,000 a year, that is a lot. Maybe things could have turned out differently for me if I had joined. But 6 degrees of separation here. I really do believe that destiny was just calling Harry and Meghan together, because they definitely had mutual friends. But somebody also posted this on Twitter, and they think that it is Eugenie who was the mutual friend. So Donna here said, I've worked out who introduced Harry and Meghan. It was Eugenie. Miss Anne Harriam said he played a part in their love story, introducing the mutual friend to Meghan. Miss Sam is a photographer of the South Bank Centre. Eugenie is director of Hassor and Worth. And Beatrice's official photographs were taken by her younger sister, Princess Eugenie, and by Miss Anne Harriam. So the connection there is Miss Anne Harriam. And somebody else made also an interesting point on Twitter. She said, I watched all 3 episodes. I had a different take on how they met. They said Harry saw Meghan on a mutual friend's Instagram or Snap. It's hilarious to learn that the royals were on social media. I kind of thought that they would avoid it altogether. And then someone commented under that saying, I think this is why the palace made them change their how they met story when they first got engaged, so people wouldn't know it was through Instagram. That makes sense. Because if you remember, Meghan also says that the engagement interview was like it was scripted. So I get the feeling that they did make them change it. And then the person underneath said, that was my thought. Perhaps they didn't want anyone to know that Harry has or had an Instagram account, which would be understandable because of security reasons. And people would then go searching for, other royal accounts, private accounts. So that makes sense as to why perhaps the story is slightly different from the engagement interview, which was likely scripted and changed by the palace, and what Harry and Meghan have said in the Netflix documentaries. But interesting little tidbits there. Right, that's pretty much all I had to say. Quick one today. I'll just take your comments before we wrap it up. Thanks as always, everyone. And thank you to the mods. You have been doing an amazing job. Like the trolls are coming left, right, and center. One of the videos that I posted, the shorts of Harry and Meghan at the Ripple Awards, it's almost coming to 100,000 views now. So that's really attracting the trolls. So thank you to the mods. Mel JK, you said neither Charles or William is fit to be king. The mother was right. We can all see it. We can see it. The royalists and monarchists can't. We have been witnessing it more intense for the past 5 years, yes. And William's been playing his own game against his father. There was a PR crusade pushing Kate as queen. Kate is ready to be queen. I mean, she's been ready to be queen for like the last decade. And then also numerous articles about, well, Charles is a bit old now. He's getting on. William is younger and more popular. Why not just let William be king? So I'm convinced there was a PR push from Kensington Palace to actually attempt to sideline Charles. But they were stupid to think that they could try to do that because it's just written, damn near prophecy, that Charles was always going to take over once the Queen was gone. Cannot change the line of succession like that. Rory B, you said regardless of Harry's hand grenades, he is still a white male and, more to the point, a blood royal prince. But the British media and royal family will still blame Meghan, the biracial black woman. Oh, so do you mean that he's still protected to some degree in comparison to Meghan? Is that what you mean? I do wonder sometimes if Harry thought that his position of privilege would protect Meghan from any kind of discrimination or attacks. And I guess it was a great revelation, a bursting of the bubble, to realize that it wouldn't. Oh, Sean, thank you so much for the super chat. You said, that's what I said. If anything happened to her or those kids, Harry is going to go nuclear on them. He recorded them for years, and I bet his mother left him something explosive. Harry will blow the grenade. Yes, I've always suspected that Diana would have left Harry something. Something. I don't know what that something is, but something big. And God forbid anything happens to Meghan or those children, I don't think that Harry will just, destroy the royal castles. The whole of the UK is gonna sink, y'all. The firm and the press just need to back off. Sylvia, you said, I already saw a lying text from Chris Ship giving misinformation about what Meghan said coming from this last trailer. However, he quoted exactly what Harry said from the new trailer. As they would. Tonya, you better believe that their video diaries are timestamped and watermarked and duplicated and given to numerous friends and buried in backyards and put in safes. That's what I think. Or at least that's what I would do if I was in their position. Make absolutely sure that everything is said in your own words with your own voice and your face saying it. They can never say, you never said this. They can never erase your words and they can never erase your truth. Because that's exactly what they've been trying to do with Diana. Mercy, did Meghan save the text messages she got from her father's phone? It seems like it, because that's what they showed in the documentary. All right, who's going to get the last word of the day? Chana Lewis, do you have Instagram? Yes, I do have Instagram. It is Duchess Sorry, my sound cut again. Oh, so annoying. Can you all hear me now? The last thing I said was I'll look at Eugenie more favorably now because we know that she's a real one. Anastasia, I'm here for the tea. Aren't we all? Oh, can anybody I've just thought about this because you've just said I'm here for the tea, Anastasia. Completely random, but can anybody please recommend a good mulled wine? A really nice one. One that's really spicy. Not these kind of watered down ones that they do now because it's become really mass produced. You, dear, I wouldn't be surprised if the British press resorted to outing Harry as the son of James Hewitt. There was an article that I actually read some time ago, and I think it was actually Penny Jora who said that I think it was the News of the World obtained a piece of hair from Harry and had it DNA tested. And correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in the comment section, wasn't it that Diana didn't meet James Hewitt until what 2 years after Harry was born, right? So I genuinely believe that Harry is Charles's son. I've personally never doubted that. And if you look at pictures of a young Mountbatten, Harry looks like the grandfather. So I've personally never believed that Harry was Hewitt's son. I don't believe that. Do I think that there's definitely some illegitimate love children running around the royals? Yes, but I don't think that Harry's one of them. I really don't. But it would be interesting. Yeah, it would be hella interesting if it ever came out that he was Hewitt's son. But I don't think that that would come from the tabloids. I think if it was true, Harry might say it himself. Right, let's just finish up with your comments. Yes, Anastasia, she wasn't being thrown to the wolves, she's being fed to the wolves. And I believe that Harry's about to go nuclear. I don't think that they will in this one. I think that he'll say enough, but I don't think this is like the nuclear bomb. I think this is just a couple of drone strikes. C-Mac, you said, and the Unroyal Mafia cannot claim innocence because we all saw how they acted at the funeral. Yes, at the funeral, at a Commonwealth ceremony, how they've been acting, period. Marilyn Matthews, the UK media are angry at their lack of access to Meghan, of course. Their lack of access and their lack of control. I can't remember who it was, but there was a caller the other day that said she thinks that the courtiers get a kick out of controlling the royals. And I think she was right. I think the relationship that the royals have with the courtiers is very abusive and twisted. All right. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming as always. And I'm sure, pretty sure Baron will be on later, but perhaps Petal. Go check out everyone. And yeah, I'll be back here tomorrow with whatever updates come through. I'm sure there will be lots of reaction from the media. The countdown to Thursday begins. See you tomorrow, everyone. Ciao.
Love's for beginners, ain't no winners. It slips through your fingers. I ain't telling no lies. So F all the drama, F the karma. Just do what you wanna. Promise you got time. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine. Come through and say what you need to. Don't let them put you down. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. future. Know you wanna, she'll never betray ya. She ain't telling no lies. So break the glass ceiling, find your meaning, make truth out of dreaming. Yeah. Baby, let me tell you what it feels like. Being independent, no trouble inside. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Let me tell you what it feels like. Being no one's mama, yeah, to yourself right. It's like magic, living like a bad bitch. 'Cause baby, you deserve the best in life. Be you and keep looking forward. Don't you look backwards and you'll be fine.